I'm ready to go. Hey, Mr. Ricky's used to be the shit. Secrets.
Oh my God.
The Green Dolphin, nigga.
Ooh, oh man,
Mr. Ricky's.
That was right across the street from Secrets.
Right across the
street.
street.
Hate their ass.
They had it's like a whole little section over there.
I swear, look, if we couldn't get in the Secrets, fuck it, Mr. Ricky's.
Yeah.
We know we can get in Mr. Ricky's. If you went there early enough to get in the Secrets, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
You just got to go to Mr. Ricky's.
Wow.
That's crazy, man.
That was the side. That was the chick on the side that was always available. That's what Mr. Ricky's was.
Old Faithful.
Old Faithful. You can always call her up. That was Mr. Ricky's.
Hey, big head.
I swear, man.
Good old days, man.
I swear.
Well, y'all not tuning in Easily Offended podcast, man. How y'all feel out there?
The Chicago nigga.
How y'all feel out there, man?
Little about the pop.
I'm good.
Yeah, man.
Kid Capri.
Sorry, man. We were just
Hold
vibing
on.
out.
Let me see something right quick.
Oh, you couldn't hear none of that?
I heard it, but not. Yeah, we good though.
Oh,
Sorry about
That's
that.
some good weed.
I know, right? He said, I heard a whole bunch of shit.
He thought he smoked that death.
all that shit just went out the door.
So I can hear the future, goddammit.
Oh man. So how was y'all week, man? What's going on with you? Everything was cool?
I've just been learning a lot of shit, just messing around with the music and some 3D programs, just mostly learning.
3D program.
Like Unreal Engine, like a lot of your movies now are Unreal Engine, like The Mandalorian, like back in the day they used to do the green screens, but now they do like a big ass LCD wall, and with the Unreal Engine you can like move around and the 3D environment moves in real time with the camera.
That's some scary shit.
It's crazy, and they damn near don't need actors anymore.
A lot of instances, like a lot of people that you see like in the background, like extras. A lot of those people are digital now.
Yes,
man. So I can't even get paid to be an extra no more.
I mean, for some people, yeah, but it's not. Yeah, they don't need as much as they used to.
Yeah,
so much money on
crazy, bro.
That shit, goddamn,
crazy. But
that is nuts.
With that, so yeah.
Everybody else been good though. Chris, what's up with you, man? You been chilling?
Oh, I've been good, man. I can't complain, man. You know, living life, working.
We see.
Yeah.
I ain't been on shit, man.
Well, damn.
It's holidays, man. Y'all dry, man. What's going on?
Man, it's cold outside.
We dads, we fathers, we had bills to pay, we had
gifts
to buy and shit.
A lot of fucking gifts.
Right.
I've not really. I'm definitely dropping the ball,
dude.
I mean, I've gotten some stuff, but you know, when it's supposed to be there, it'll be there.
Right.
That's all that matters.
Yeah,
that's all that
Indeed.
matters. That's all that matters. Yeah, being a father is crazy. My son moved in with me full time.
That sounds like a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Right, for real.
Kid Capri and the Man or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Capri and Son.
So I'm dealing with that. You know, teenagers, they just weird and they just weird. They don't think. They don't think straight.
Well, you know, we were all teenagers at one point.
Yeah, no.
You got to remember what it was like.
Indeed.
When you was that age.
But you know what?
How
Like
much
I was
dumb
telling
shit you did.
I was telling my son, like I can relate to you more than I can relate to my dad. You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up in a time where like me and you still had the same taste in clothes, music, shit like that. I didn't have. I wasn't talking to my dad about dad jeans and fashion shit. My dad ain't say, "Oh, you see this new JCPenney sweater?" Like he was never that guy. So it's like I be telling him like I can relate to you. So a lot of things that he say and do, you know, like when I was a kid, my dad be like, "Oh, I used to do that," and I'd be like, "Yeah, man, whatever. This is different."
You say I never built,
but it's actually the same. It's the same shit. Well, different words, different slangs. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
You're a millennial dad. He's not. Is he a millennial?
No,
he's Generation Z.
That's Gen Z.
Gen Z.
Yeah.
He's 15.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, man, it's wild, yo. Like,
shout out to all the fathers out there. You know what I'm
man.
saying?
But kids, I mean, shit, teenagers, it's a different time. I kind of feel I wouldn't want to be a teenager right now.
Nah, me neither.
Like it was like, you know, I mean, you didn't have to worry about going viral. Like something happened, and like you know, God forbid something happened, you get into a fight, you get your ass whooped, but only the people that was there saw it. Right. And they may ridicule you for the rest of your life. Right. You know what I'm saying, or for at least the rest of the school year. But you didn't have to like worry about it possibly being shown to the whole world.
Right.
You know,
forever.
Yeah, and it being there in perpetuity. Like at any point, anytime anybody want to bring it up, they can come. Like, you know. So
hey, remember that time you got your ass beat?
Yeah.
Let me show you.
Yeah, here's the footage right here. Like
he just runs away like.
I just like the fact that being, you know. Plus, like they can't. the social skills, man. They really can't develop any social skills anymore, man.
Indeed.
Well, yeah, they don't, because they don't socialize the way that they, because a lot of times you go places and there'll be like a room full of teenagers and all of them looking down at their phone.
Just so weird.
And it's not to say that they don't socialize at all, but they don't, like, we didn't have that distraction, so we didn't have a choice.
Yeah, we didn't have a
So,
choice.
yeah, we had to. So, know, it's just a different time.
That's crazy.
I only think it only gets worse from here.
Hopefully it get better. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
gonna get worse.
What happens when your son says, "Here's my girlfriend. Where's she at? Oh, she's AI.
She's in the metaverse, Dad.
She's an AI
You
girl."
gotta put these glasses on real quick.
Okay, so I'm not going to raise a lane. So
I'm sure that's not your intention.
I think my son will want the real thing if it's boy or girl. Like,
But I'm just saying, as technology goes forth, I mean, we can barely tell the difference.
yeah.
I mean, the lines are definitely going to become more blurred. Like, as time goes on.
I mean, you probably will have your weird people that have like an AI girlfriend. You got people out here that date dials for in real life.
Yeah, I bet not had no friend that day, no damn doubt. Y'all better
yeah,
tell
I mean,
me.
but you're obviously going to see that. Like, because there was that whole movie, what was it, that Spike Jonze movie of Her that came out?
Yeah.
He was in love with her. Yeah.
Yeah, he
operating
fell in love with the operating system, and then the operating systems became self-aware, and then she left him.
That's crazy.
Weird shit.
I found somebody else.
I was like,
Right.
I can't even date my phone. I'm gonna jump off of them.
Bro, it's like how in the world, like you get left by Windows 7.
I'm about to
It's
get
gotta
serious.
hurt. It's gotta hurt the ego.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it's gotta-
damn.
it's gotta
Like,
hurt
yo,
the ego.
you can't even boot. You can't reboot her. The turn. No, she's just gone.
You know, it's funny we mentioned that because I think for a while the people were getting mad because they said that Siri was laughing at them. Like they asked a Siri a question, he would like laugh at them.
I mean,
Yeah,
I've seen people do. I mean, I use Bixby sometimes.
Bixby.
Yeah,
That's
With
the
with
Samsung.
It's Bixby.
Yeah, that's
Wow, everybody got their little thing. Okay.
yeah,
all
yeah.
right.
That's their AI.
Bixby.
Yeah,
Wow.
so you
So
can
scary.
talk to Bixby. So sometimes I've said some shit and Bixby said some shit back. I'm like, oh shit, I wasn't talking to you, Bixby.
Yeah, I need to. do we got-
Nobody uses Bixby. You're the
Right.
first person I've ever heard
I
say.
didn't know that was a thing.
Right,
Yeah,
Bixby.
I use it sometimes.
That's the Netscape of fucking
Yeah,
AI.
especially with doing,
Said Netscape.
especially like doing with Uber and shit. Sometimes I find myself in the weirdest places. I'm like, yo, where the fuck am I at? And I have to be like, Bixby, take me to Chicago. Sure, Chicago. You want your address? Yes.
Yeah.
Puts in my address and it goes.
That's some creepy
I'm waiting for the black AI. Nigga, you don't know what the fuck you at.
shit. You ain't get
Would it be
that
called like I don't know, Latrell or something?
Man, that shit crazy.
Latrell.
Latrell right, nigga. 41. Nigga, hey, stop right here. Stop right here.
Hey,
I know that nigga. Hey, roll your window down.
There she go. There go that bitch Siri. I'ma fuck you. That's my baby mama serious.
Oh man,
That's horrible.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I want to
got
say
some-
some Chicago shit.
Yeah,
like
some Chicago news happenings.
rest in peace to the 14 and 15-year-old who was killed the other day, Friday afternoon.
Indeed.
Condolences to the family. They do have a picture of the killer. I saw that on Chicago Sun-Times today. Just want to send prayers and condolences out to that family. Like I said, majority of us are parents on this stage and this platform. So, we God forbid anything like that would happen to our kids. So once again, prayers and
Imagine
condolences.
that, man, for real. Prayers to y'all, brother. I can't.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's terrible.
You know what I'm saying? On a lighter note, well, not a lighter note. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lighter note at all. So if you have a Kia or a Hyundai,
Oh yeah.
right, they have found the way to turn your car on with using a USB.
I've seen it.
Oh yeah, nigga. That's
It's
been-
on YouTube and
Yeah.
TikTok, right?
Yeah, that's been going on
been
for a
for a
while.
long
It's
Yeah.
been going on for a while. So it was reported that since in June, it was 5 a day.
Okay.
That was that damn cat. I hope. Yeah. Okay.
Edit.
In July it was 17. In September it was 39. A day. Mind you, this is a day.
That's
Right now
insane.
in November, it's been a total of 65 a day on an average.
That's crazy. Well, I'm not getting a Kia.
This one lady said her car got stolen twice in the same day.
That's
What, they
crazy.
brought it back?
She was getting her coffee. She said, I was making my coffee, walked outside to go to work, car was gone.
Okay.
I reported it stolen. 3 hours later, they found it.
All right.
They took it to the shit. I had them take it to a garage. The dude was all right. Your car's at the garage. Everything seems fine. No real damage. She's like, cool. I'm on my way. He calls her back an hour later, like, your car's gone.
I was like, what the?
She's like, wait, what? It was just, they just stole it again.
Like, do they have your number?
I don't know. But if you out there, you got a Kia, Honda, please be careful.
I just want to know why. Like, I don't get it, man. Like, it's for what?
I heard they just do it just to show themselves doing it, go live and shit.
No, they do it to commit crime.
Just because they can, because they have the option to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like they want to see if they can get away with it. And for a lot of teenagers, like when they, if you're of a certain age, they just process you and let you go. Right? Yeah, they can't really charge you. They can't hold you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's unfortunate that it's happening. But yeah, I definitely would not buy a Kia or a Hyundai right now. Because that's just not a good look. I don't think it's I think with the newer models, I think like the 2022, 2023, they're not able to do that. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure for the newer ones you can't.
Just stay away from it.
Yeah. But there's definitely a large portion of them that you can. They trying them. I know one of my homegirls, she has an older Hyundai, and they was trying to steal hers, but I mean it obviously didn't work with hers. But they just say they don't know.
Right.
You say, oh, it's a Hyundai, you can steal it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Only probably most of them probably go on YouTube or TikTok and be like, oh, okay, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Hey, vote, let's go.
Oh yeah.
Right.
We finna go steal us a car.
We finna see what's popping. This. A police officer told me a lot of times they be doing crimes in it because
a lot. Yeah.
He they do a lot of drive-bys, pull-ups, shit like that. We get a lot of that. Like the chances of you really finding your car is very slim in the city of Chicago, unfortunately.
So it's just a big ass lot somewhere full of Kias and Hyundais.
No, they just find them randomly in random neighborhoods.
Yeah, they just dump them.
You know what I'm saying? They just dump them.
Or
Or sometimes they drive too fast to crash them. Half of the motherfuckers can't not drive anyway. I have seen countless accidents since I've been. Oh, you know what else happened though? They opened up the motherfucking freeway near Wisconsin 294.
Oh yeah, they finally
all that
finished
shit. They finally finished that shit. I drove by that shit
interchange.
today. I was kind of happy. It was a lot more lanes. I was kind of like, okay.
It was like 9 years in the making. Yeah.
Bro, it's been happening forever. I feel like they've been working on the circle interchange since I was in high school. Bro.
They probably were shit.
Yeah. The dude, one of the construction guys, a coworker of mine, his brother is one of the construction workers on the site, and he said it's the most difficult part of the city to do because it's the hub for everything. All the expressways kind of connect right there. And you have to count of all the exits. It's just a busy. That shit took forever. If the shit was off a foot, they have to tear everything down and start over. Like everything has to be on point, and it never closes. So he was like, "Damn, it's the hardest shit to do." It's like 15 fucking years.
Job security.
Well, hopefully they can put that
Shout out to them.
Job security, because you got to think about it, construction workers. They can do what, 25 years and retire. If you've been working 15, you'd have knocked out. You know what I mean? You like shit.
Well, damn, I'm in the wrong business.
and get paid. Speaking of pensions.
Well, damn.
Speaking of pensions.
Okay.
So Chicago, Chicago's been fighting to get a casino for the longest time.
All right.
And we finally got approved. Okay. On Wednesday, they into the final stages. All they have to do is get passed by the gaming board. Like as soon as they give it a go, it's over.
I don't know how I feel about that, man.
Yeah. Will they take Link? Just saying, it's right.
Everybody don't take Link, fan.
Why not? No,
I want to know where.
How the fuck you gonna gamble Link?
Look here, I'm a gamble Link. I want me 10 loaves of bread and a can of chili.
Shit, on Amazon you can pay with your EBT card.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah,
Swear to God.
Get groceries.
I'm sure. Yeah, if you're getting groceries, yeah, I'm sure. Why not?
But shit, like where the fuck are they supposed to put this casino, man?
Riverwalk, right?
No, River West. Yep, Chicago and Halsted. It's $1.7 billion.
Chicago Halsted? That's right about where the Funky Booty used to be.
Yep.
Halsted.
I think the green, yeah.
Well, the Chicago Halsted, Halsted Grand. Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, right. Yeah.
So it's supposed to get 6,000 jobs. You know what I'm saying? They really want it because $200 million of that would go to the Chicago Police Department and Fire Department pensions because their pension fund is running very low. It's damn near bankrupt.
Yeah, because they've been raiding that shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Horribly mismanaged.
You know what I'm saying? All the firefighters out there about to retire, getting their pension, they like, a lot of motherfuckers is retiring now just so they can get it. because they don't think it's going to be around,
Probably ain't.
depending on
Wow.
you know what I'm saying, what happens. But yeah, it's supposed to be 500-room hotel, 3,000 seat event center,
Wow.
2,100 square feet of boardwalk to walk on the lake. I mean, not the lake, but the river and shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be alright. At first I was just kind of because it's like a bunch of niggas, a bunch of hood niggas gonna be over in that bitch.
Oh
bro.
yeah.
Well, you know, the neighborhood, they was originally going to build a bridge to connect to the other side. But the other side, they said no because they didn't want all that traffic onto their.
I don't blame them.
Yeah.
So
I
they
don't blame them at all.
didn't do it. Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
I do not blame them. I don't want y'all these motherfuckers parking over here just to walk. Man, please. I'll be pissed.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of money in that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
they
saying?
can print their own money. These
Print your own money. But yeah, the mayor,
Yeah.
she pushed it through. So
Cool.
that may be part of her campaign run that comes up next year, whatever. Any next year?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
Mayor.
next year.
Who's running against her? Willie Wilson.
Willie Wilson.
I mean, Willie Wilson, of
Willie
course,
Wilson.
is going to run again. Pastor Willie Wilson or Doctor. Pastor.
Dr. Pastor Willie Wilson.
Who is that that's in the lead? What's the Latino guy?
Was it
I don't
Chewy?
know.
Chewy?
Chewy Garcia? Is he
Yeah,
running again?
yeah,
Chewy
he's running.
running.
He's leading.
Chewy been running every year, every election for like the past 12
But
years.
he's winning this
He came
time.
close against Ron. It came close.
He did come,
Yeah.
because they had a runoff. I
They
think.
did had a
They
runoff, and I
yeah.
thought, oh shit, I was gonna be happy as fuck.
Hey,
too.
he may put this might be his lucky year.
Okay.
'Cause whoever is not going to be Lori, unfortunately. She's not going to get reelected. I think Lori, she gets a little bit of a worse rap than she deserves.
Yeah, of course.
But she's also done some pretty.
Fucked up.
She hasn't been the best, but she's the first time. I don't think she's as bad as people make her out to be. And I mean, she's definitely not the worst mayor we've ever had. And she's done some good for the city. But I for sure don't see her getting reelected though.
I didn't think she will. I don't think she just had a fair shot. And I think I said this before.
What's up?
Just because she got elected in
COVID?
November of 2019, she was elected mayor, and then in March, fucking COVID hit.
Indeed.
To be a mayor, to be in a city that you're not from and don't know how the shit works, or you know what I mean, you're just now creating your staff, your jail, you know what I'm saying, that shit just hits you. You like, fuck, what the fuck I supposed to do?
I just think I don't give a damn if you from Chicago or not. Just being the mayor of a city as big as Chicago is just not gonna be easy. You know what I mean? I don't give a damn who you are, how long you been there.
For sure, it's not an easy
It's
job.
just not going to be an easy job.
I could only
You
imagine.
you got to be somebody with stupid connections. You got to be impossibly crooked. Here's one of the reasons why we had the dailies.
Daily was my favorite.
I
I mean,
mean,
that's the
I
only one
like-
I know, really.
Here's the thing. I'm
be honest with you.
not saying Daly himself was crooked, but at the same time, it's like, it was too many quacking ducks.
Daily, G,
It's Chicago politics.
You know what I
Well, in Illinois politics, but definitely Chicago politics.
Daily was wild. Do you ever if you ever get a chance to just type in Richard M. Daley, mayor of Chicago, his outtakes of him snapping off, the nigga when he demolished the Meigs Field overnight because the dude didn't want to. It was I don't know, some personal shit, whatever. And that nigga the next day that shit had a big ass X. And within later that afternoon, that shit was tore the fuck up. The runway was done.
Well, damn.
That was what I like. That was this.
Man.
And he said, "Yeah, I did it."
Yeah, what you gonna do?
Not a damn thing.
I used to call him King Daly.
King. Yeah.
She was. I mean,
Because he wasn't gonna. I mean, if he left Daly, he didn't lose an election.
He just resigned.
He retired.
All of a
He was like, you know what, I'm good.
He's the mayor for damn near 30 years?
He was a mayor for a long time.
I would say, I don't, not to get too deep into it, but I will say this: you're right. He did leave, and it just so happened when Blagojevich got his ass locked up is when he left.
I think he
was
knew
like,
something.
yeah, I'm not running no more.
I'm done.
Peace.
Yeah, I mean, he had the shit with his son, the construction situation back in the day.
And then when his nephew killed that person in the bar that time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he had some shit going on.
Yeah, it was definitely some stuff.
Wow, man.
He was a
Yeah,
wild boy. What else we got today, man? What's the topics for the day, man? I mean,
Topics for
This cat.
today. Well, first and foremost, Your man Skip Bayless
Oh snap!
and Shannon Sharpe got into a heated.
Skip.
Now I didn't see none of this. I'm not really a sports guy, so I didn't.
You should have watched it.
You should have watched it.
It was really kind of short what happened. Basically, they were debating Tom Brady. Tom Brady's had been having a bad year.
Horrible year.
Skip Bayless goes hard for Tom Brady, right? And Shannon was basically speaking facts. He's saying, like, Tom Brady is not playing well this year. Tampa's not doing well, but Tom Brady is not playing like Tom Brady. He's 45 years old. Had to happen eventually, But Tom Brady's not having his best year. Shannon Sharpe was merely pointing that out. And then Skip was basically went and said, Tom Brady was better than you ever were. Yeah. And he said Shannon Sharpe was jealous because Tom Brady's still playing at 45. And you had to retire at 35.
I mean,
and basically saying that he just saying you're not as good, and that's when you're just jealous of him.
I would. To be fair, Shannon was going hard on Tom Brady.
He be going.
He definitely be going hard as fuck on Tom. Like, and he really don't like Tom Brady.
A lot of people don't like Tom Brady. Dude is a beast.
But my thing is, like, first of all, do I Skip ain't had to go to the personal shit.
That's what I'm saying. He went personal because he was talking about Tom Brady. He wasn't talking about you.
He really was.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
because the way you said it is like, oh, he was just speaking facts about it. No, that nigga was going in on Tom Brady. He was going in on. That man was going in on Brady. Granted, it don't excuse Skip, but at the same time, like, nah, he wasn't saying nothing nice.
So what did Shannon say back to him? I heard he cursed him out.
He didn't. He didn't curse him out. He basically said, like, like you act like I was a scrub,
right?
Like Shannon Sharpe was in the hall in the Hall of Fame.
3 Super Bowls, right?
3 Super Bowls, two with Denver, 1 with Baltimore, and Shannon Sharpe kind of changed the tight end position. Like, people weren't catching passes. Tight ends were mainly there for blocking. Like, they didn't really catch a lot of passes. You were there to block, almost like an H-back type of thing, And you could catch passes on occasionally. But Shannon Sharpe, people weren't game planning for tight ends for real before. Like, you had him, Shannon Sharpe,
Tony
Gonzalez. They were around the same side, and Mark Bavaro a little bit before him was probably but definitely not to the level of what Shannon Sharpe did.
I agree.
I mean, and that's basically what he was saying. I mean, Shannon Sharpe, with his career numbers, he had 815 receptions for 10,060 yards and 62 touchdowns.
Damn.
10 times he had 60 catches or more, and including 3 80-catch seasons. That's a lot for a tight end, especially in the area that he played in, where it was really it wasn't pass happy like it is now. Everybody was a running game. The running back was one of the most important players on the field. And he played in 204 regular games and started in 4 AFC Championship games. Damn. He in the Hall of Fame for a reason, man. Yeah. Shannon Sharpe changed football, how it's played. So basically, it's just like, dude, you ain't gonna talk to me like I'm not. Obviously, and he's just saying you're not as good as Tom Brady. Tom Brady is considered the greatest football player of all time.
Yeah, but when Shannon said, "Well, I'm in the Hall of Fame," the Skip replied, "So what?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Damn!"
And Shannon took his glasses off. He told him to put your glasses back on.
He told him to put his glasses.
Hey, that was a nigga moment.
Yeah, I was like, "Damn."
See, I will say this. Shout out to Shannon because he kept his composure quite well, actually. Because it
was on live TV. You know what I mean?
But still, he ain't he did disrespect.
I thought he was gonna walk off. Yeah.
It was. I feel like it was extremely disrespectful. Like, Skip ain't, and that's what Shannon said. Like, this is what you do, and he basically kind of this ain't the first time.
Right.
And Skip got personal with him. He was and Shannon was basically saying, like, this is what you do. Anytime I bring something up, I want to make fair points about Tom Brady. If he was going hard or not, still fair. Tom Brady is playing like shit.
No, I don't disagree.
So basically, you are saying this to me. You getting personal with me because I'm talking about somebody else. And just anytime you feel like you losing the argument, or I'm actually bringing facts, and you want to get personal.
Yeah, I think, but in that sense, I think it was more of a they're both on the polar opposite ends of the Tom Brady fan spectrum. Like, Shannon hates Tom Brady.
Can you say he hates him?
Oh, I think he hates him. Not in the football hate.
Right? Yeah, I know you don't hate him as a person, but yeah, I don't know if he hates him.
I think he
hates him.
I think he football.
Maybe
hates him.
football hates him.
Like that's when I say hate.
I don't think he football hates him.
I was about to say that's a maybe.
I think, but again, for me, I think because, like, every time that I've ever heard Shannon say anything about Tom Brady, it wasn't nothing good. So I think football hates him, and Skip football loves Tom Brady. Like they're literally on the opposite ends of the spectrum, and there's no way they can have a good conversation without it getting too heated about that individual. Kind of like what a LeBron fan and a Michael Jordan fan have.
That's what they are.
You know what I mean? So it's like there's no way that conversation will ever be civil. And Skip, Skip, him always bringing out he bring out personal shit. I don't understand why. Is
this his first time? Does he does it with other people?
He tried it with Jalen Rose.
Yeah, with Jalen Rose. And I saw a clip of Richard Sherman back in the day when Skip was on ESPN.
I think I seen that. That shit went viral.
He did because Richard Sherman was basically like, "Yeah, I'm better at life than you."
Yeah.
He
bum ass.
Yeah, he went in on Skip, and
Skip Bayless. Skip looks like an outdated Ken Barbie doll.
Stop it.
He is. I mean, he's been a sports journalist for a long time.
Yeah,
but he's because I've never really been a Skip Bayless fan though. Because they had that originally, so that original like sports debate show of this format that everybody's kind of copied. They had that. What was it? Cold pizza.
I can't remember that.
Yeah, and it was Skip Bayless and Woody Page.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
And I never cared for either of them.
Yeah. Well, I definitely don't know how the Woody Page.
And then it like became First Take, and then eventually they ended up pairing Stephen A. Smith with Skip Bayless, and that's when it really, really, really took off. And now, obviously, Stephen A. Smith is Mr. First Take, who I also don't.
Yeah, they both were nauseating.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
they were nauseating.
And even with Shannon is kind of a like I can listen to him before I listen to Stephen A. Smith, but even Shannon kind of like he be kind of a caricature at times, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we pull out the black and mild.
Yeah, exactly. They yak and mouths and all that shit. Like, yeah, I mean, I mean, in this cool. It can be entertaining. I just can only take so much of it.
So, was this Shannon Sharpe's proverbial Negro wake up call?
I don't know.
I don't think it should not have been because it's definitely happened before. He should already know.
I mean, but I wouldn't even call that a Negro wake up call. Like not even close. Because like in my opinion, Skip doesn't give that vibe. You see what I'm saying? Like to me,
it's borderline.
I would no, he don't. Yeah. Like let's just keep it real. Like as far as to me, when I hear nigga wake up call, I hear somebody that's black that wants to be outside of his race, and then that white boy or somebody out in that race that you want to be is giving you like, hey, you'll never be one of us. That's why that's a nigga wake up call. What that was, it was just two people having who was on the opposite ends of the Tom Brady fan spectrum. One dude, and it happens a lot. You're like, come on, y'all know that. Like even regular conversation. Like how many times like I've had conversations with somebody like I'm a Michael Jordan fan. I have conversations with a LeBron James fan, and then next thing you know, the LeBron fan want to insult me. Right. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what that was. They just so happened to be black and white. Yeah, so I wouldn't call it a wake up call.
I don't think there were like any sort of racial undertones.
No. Skip don't give me that vibe at all.
Yeah, but
he really don't.
It was more of like a bruised ego.
That's
type of deal. Yeah. Like and Skip and they like I said, this ain't the first time.
Wait, I'm sorry. Didn't Shannon Sharpe pull up his who put up his stats?
That was Jalen Rose calling the Waldo.
He pulled up Bayless stats, and he was like, "How can you even talk? You scored like 12 points."
No, I think that was Stephen. I think that was Stephen A. Smith.
Jalen Rose. He pulled up his high school record.
No, he pulled up his high school record.
Yeah, he pulled up Skip Bayless's high school record. Okay,
because I remember because people was talking about Stephen A. Smith too because he averaged he played I forgot where he played in college, but he averaged like 1.2 points a game.
God damn!
Like how you average less than 2 points? You know what I'm saying?
Not to go too off topic, man. I hate that argument because my thing is if you're going to be a critic in something, and then if I'm having a debate, let's just say like you're a DJ, right?
Yeah.
So you're a DJ and I'm not a DJ, and now we having a conversation about DJs. I'm a big fan of DJs. I can have a conversation about DJs all day, but I've never DJ'd a day in my life.
Oh damn!
You have. But all of a sudden, if I sit there and say somebody is terrible, let's just say I'm talking about Scratch Bastard. Let's just say I'm talking about Scratch Bastard.
I like it.
And let's just say, and I say he's a fucking, he a beast. So let's just say I'm saying Scratch Bastard is trash, and then you love Scratch Bastard, and all of a sudden you say, well, you how the fuck you gonna sit there and critique? You don't never did. I'm like, that to me, it's kind of unfair because if that's the case, it's like nobody can say anything about anything if they never done it.
You know what?
I hear that.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, that point is valid, but you can't necessarily be mad at somebody that if you're talking about a particular subject matter that they're great at, that they've mastered, then they're gonna assume that their opinion is gonna hold a little more weight.
It does.
Than yours.
I don't give a fuck. See that, but that's the thing though. If my thing is just general criticism. There's good criticism and there's bad criticism. So I can give good criticism all day. You accept that. That's fine. But anything if I give a negative criticism, oh wait a minute, you ain't never part of this crap. Okay, so in that case I can't say anything good either. Criticism is criticism. So you can accept the good but not the bad? Like come on, man.
I mean that's fair. But I wasn't, and I don't think that you can necessarily discredit people at all because there are people actually RIP Coach Mike Leach just died. I don't know if y'all know who Mike Leach is, but he was a famous college football coach. He started at Texas Tech. He created the air raid offense. Kind of like the way like football is played now, it's become more of a pass happy game. Like it really, you can argue that he kind of like started that. Okay. Like with the way they changed the offense.
Oh yeah, that was like early this week or last week, right?
Yeah, it was. It was recent.
Yeah, it was really recent. I know you're talking about.
Yeah, but he didn't play. He played rugby in college. You know, and he ended up designing the offense, and he was a head coach, and he was a pretty successful head coach.
But yeah,
so you can't necessarily but just because he doesn't play doesn't mean he couldn't learn and know the game, right? So you can't discredit people that want to participate or critique in certain fields that they don't necessarily have never done before. They have a right to have an opinion, but like if we want to have a conversation about basketball, right, and Michael Jordan has an opinion, and I have like a dissenting opinion, then you can't be mad that most people want to take the opinion of Michael Jordan's over mine because I suck at basketball. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And Michael Jordan's the greatest fucking basketball player ever.
Okay, but here's my retort to that. I agree with you. My thing is if the conversation is like, for example, I don't have to be a chef to say that a steak tastes nasty. You see what I'm saying? Like that. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
And that's fair.
And then I just find it like, and then if it's one thing that somebody would agree with Michael Jordan's opinion over yours, but it's another thing when Michael Jordan come to you and say, "Oh, well, you never played. You sucked at basketball. So the fuck what? Like, but I know the sport, nigga. Like you see what I'm saying? I watched enough to know. You see what I'm saying? But that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's fair. But I just see the other side where I can easily understand why somebody who's played it or who has mastered a certain field will feel like their opinion holds more weight.
Which is, I get it. You know.
I think the fan just really understands the product of the thing. You only understand the end result, whereas the player, the coach, they understand the ingredients that it took to make that.
Yeah, and that's kind of what ultimately was kind of fueling and what like Skip is saying. It's just like, man, you can't talk about me like I'm no bum. Right. Like my opinion, like what I'm saying, like this shit holds weight, right? Indeed. Like I played the game at a very high level for a long time. Right. So like what I have to say matters.
So you think that Shannon could have said something comparable to Skip and said, "Well, you've done nothing." You think it would have just been under the rug like that?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he hadn't taken that route. Shannon chose not to, but I don't think he would have been wrong had he said that.
Because you just came at me personal, so why can't I come at you personal?
Because I'm thinking maybe he would like, what if Skip was like, "Oh my God, I'm triggered. I feel threatened."
Skip don't get it.
And they've gotten into very, very heated discussions before.
And then not to mention that here's another thing. One, Shannon did the right thing as far as just like he just cool his prevail. That's thing one. Thing two. That's what happens in sports. That's sports conversation. Like sports debates get heated all the fucking time. All the time. Okay. And guess what? They don't go anywhere. The sports conversations are one of the few.
People have literally gotten shot over arguing over who's better, Jordan or LeBron.
And you know what?
Niggas have died.
You know what's crazy about that? It doesn't fucking matter. It really does. But, so that's why I say, in that case.
Even though Jordan was better.
Oh,
I agree with you.
oh shit.
And then, but my thing is, it's just when I saw that, I was like, I've seen this shit played out on numerous occasions. I was on each end of that. As a matter of fact, I've definitely insulted somebody.
So I really wonder though, because like I don't watch. I watch sports shows pretty much daily, but I watch Get Up on ESPN, and I watch Colin Cowherd like throughout my work day. Like those are kind of like the noises in the background. First taking in Colin Cowherd because I really get into sports talk.
Look at this guy.
But I can't. I don't listen or watch Skip and Shannon every day, but I'm wondering like what it was like the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like what the dynamic was, and I don't think they ever spoke on it. I don't think Skip ever apologized.
He did.
He should.
And I think I definitely think Skip should have apologized, like because he got personal with him. You know what I'm saying? And that wasn't called for. Even though I mean you can't. I guess you can say definitively that Tom Brady was a better football player than Shannon Sharpe if you're going to say that Tom Brady is the greatest football player of all time. And I think for most, I don't know if I don't consider him to be the greatest football player of all time.
Maybe best quarterback.
Yeah, probably the greatest quarterback.
I mean, but you can't argue with the dude. The fact that he's 45 years old,
still out there
and playing at a high level, even though he's not playing as well as we're accustomed to seeing Tom Brady, he's fucking 45 years old.
That's crazy.
I'm 40, and every time I stand up, my knees pop.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? He's still out there playing football in the NFL, like
getting hit
with people like Kayvon Thibodeau. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to take his head off every play is really amazing to see. So you can definitely. I have no problem with people calling Tom Brady the GOAT.
He gonna retire. He gonna retire.
And just imagine he
he may not. He may go somewhere else.
No, he gonna retire. He divorced Giselle.
He should.
He divorced Giselle. That was the reason.
He prefers all the getting tackles to being at home with his wife.
That's what it was. Now the divorce went through. He good now. All this shit was a fucking act. I see right through the shit, dude. They didn't want to go home.
Boy,
Tom
Brady,
go home, man.
He retired for 2 hours. He came home like, this is what the fuck happened.
He came home. Right.
This is what y'all be doing?
Oh, fuck this.
Hey, Joe.
Hey. My sponsor. All right, cool. I'll be right. Oh, hey, I gotta go, y'all. I'll be back. And
Say let's say I'm going to the store for some cigarettes and never came back.
They seen his ass on TV.
Daddy, is he at practice?
I swear to God,
practice, nigga.
Practice. It's like I don't see how nobody see through that. Man, that nigga, he
didn't want to go home.
He didn't want to go home. That's all it was.
She threw a fit though. Like she went through a whole thing.
Yeah, they got divorced because he couldn't let it go.
And that's what that's all he wanted. He just didn't want to be the one to pull the trigger. You know how much sympathy pussy he gonna get now?
Oh my God.
He's Tom Brady.
Tom Brady is that is the smart. We going.
Hey, you remember that movie with the talking teddy bear? Was it Ted?
I think.
Yeah.
And they broke into Tom Brady's house.
Yeah.
That's some high nigga shit. What they gotta do nothing, nigga?
Associated with Tom Brady, Ted is a classic movie.
Yeah,
man. But we'll see what happens. I'm sure that, but they ain't canceling the show or nothing like that. They're gonna work through that because they got like the. I don't know, like in terms of ratings.
Who has a show?
No, we talking about Skip and Shannon.
He high, bro.
He said, "Who got the show?"
Nigga, what are you even talking about?
The shit we've been talking about for the past 17 minutes, my nigga.
Who got a show? You're like, who's on first?
Right. Skip.
Skip what?
Show? Skip to my loo?
Why are you skipping?
Hey man, I just spaced out for a second. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what the ratings are, but I know First Take and Skip and Shannon are direct competitors. They come on basically the same time. It's the same format, kind of a debate show. So I don't. So that they're definitely not canceling. So they're gonna work through their differences, whatever the fuck it is. But it's gonna be interesting to see, like, because if this keeps happening, what they're gonna do going forward. Because eventually it could develop into a contentious relationship, and they may have to will Skip move on? Will because Skip is getting up there. Skip Bayless is.
He's got to be at least 60, bro.
No. Skip Bayless probably at least 70. I'm going to say, hold on. How old is Skip Bayless?
I think he. I think he used to cover the Negro League game, didn't he?
He's 71 years of.
71.
He's 71 years old.
God damn, Skip.
Yeah, Skip. Yeah, because he was getting kind of like shit. You got to watch your heart rate, Skip. Right. You're getting all angry, man.
Right. He could have covered the Negro Leagues in 71 for real.
Yeah.
This nigga's-
So yeah, but it'll be interesting to see what's going on.
Satchel Paige
man.
and shit.
Satchel Paige. What, the greatest ever?
This nigga interviewed Jesse Owens.
That's crazy.
This nigga so high, I ain't even catch that.
Who is Jesse Owens?
Such a what? What page is that?
He's the coach at Robeson.
What number is Satchel?
Hey, man.
Hey, what? What's that? What,
But moving on.
Moving on.
Drizzy Drake.
Drippy.
Drippy man.
Drippy is the operative term because he definitely got some new ice.
Oh shit.
$13 million worth of it.
Oh shit.
He have a diamond pendant necklace with 42 diamonds.
Drake's on a whole nother level, my nigga.
He said each one for every time he got
For
proposed to.
every time he thought about popping the question.
Oh my God, this nigga, man.
Yeah, man.
That's just kinda-
It said, it's really crazy. Hold on, I was trying to find this piece. Yeah, the jaw-dropping necklace took 14 months to make and features 42 natural diamonds of various shapes, including round, azure, emerald, and pear shapes. The diamonds are set in 18-karat white gold, with the central diamond slightly larger than the others. In total, the diamonds weigh 351.38 carats, meaning each stone is over 8 carats, and the larger central stone is at least 10 carats. Yeah, man.
Where is he
Drizzy
gonna wear this
Drake.
thing?
Oh, like what? That man needs help. Like, he just does, man. Like, goddamn.
So if you really thought about proposing for marriage 42 fucking times, and Drake is in his 30s, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not old. If you thought about proposing 42 times,
Yo, that man, like that is
that's
an emotionally.
that's
he's
a
an
lot, bro.
emotionally scarred dude. Like I don't,
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't give a damn when nobody say that man needs help.
That's
bro.
why I always wonder, like,
swear,
man, how many exes does this nigga have? Like, this motherfucker is, and now we know at least 42.
Some would argue he's in lane with money.
I mean, well, yeah.
I mean, he kind of like, and that's the thing. Here's the thing. First of all, ain't nothing wrong with being lame.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that out the gate.
All right.
But you know, that's he a lame nigga with money.
You gonna say?
He is like, I mean, for like, there's nothing like Drake isn't a cool guy. Like he's.
I mean,
he's just not,
I would say
bro,
this.
he just isn't.
I'm a Drake.
I know you're a big Drake fan.
I'm a big
skins
Drake
win.
fan just because. I mean, you know what? My thing with Drake is nostalgia, just because of the story that I've told plenty of times.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? That's where I got it from. So, like, I'm a Drake fan. Period. Do I think he could dress? No. He's a horrible dresser.
Well, damn.
He has no fashion sense to me at all. Couple of things with the North Face jackets and the Jordans, cool. The collabos, 5s, 7s, all right, I get it.
All right.
Those are dope. Some of your clothing line is dope, but he doesn't wear most of his clothing line a lot. You feel what I'm saying? He just wears random shit. Like, would I be at a party with him? Of course. Drake attracts beautiful fucking women.
This guy.
Period.
Or is it the diamond?
And we just know Drake is he's the sniper of the industry. He bagged every album is nothing but him talking about real stories of women that he slept with. All his music has been that way.
I think
he labels himself as a playboy.
Certified lover boy.
Yeah, I think
Certified
he
lover
get-
boy. This is what I am.
Isn't he
fuck
gonna get
bitches.
a bracelet with a dime for every time he went to the abortion clinic?
Oh shit.
Jesus Christ. Holy shit.
That's a blood diamond. No,
But
I mean, as long as you're not in Texas, you
damn.
know what I'm saying? That shit's illegal down.
But like to be his homeboy, best friend, nah. You know what I'm saying? Because
And that's what I was about to ask you. Would you like if?
Nah.
And that's the thing. Like you would hang with Drake. You said you would hang with Drake because he brings a lot of women around. You see
at
what I'm saying?
at a party, like if Drake say, "Hey, anybody at this table,
All right.
anybody at this motherfucking table, if you're
shit.
out enjoying life, you're on vacation, some random ass country,
All right.
right? You and your lady, and y'all just happen to run into Drake,
Well, damn.
or not even you and your lady, just you.
Right.
It may be a guy's trip. Right. And that nigga say, hey, man, y'all cool as shit. I'm having a party on the boat. Come through.
Yeah.
You gonna go to the party. Yeah. That's what I mean. I will party with him, hang out, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not finna be part of your crew.
Would you hang out with him without the fame, though, if he's just Aubrey?
I mean, if any nigga invite me on the boat to come kick it, I'm probably gonna go.
What he said,
pause. Not in that sense.
What he's asking is,
okay.
minus all the accolades, if this is regular ass Aubrey,
is money a part of the accolades? Is this Aubrey? Okay.
It'll be. I mean, because let's just keep it a buck. If this nigga was broke, nobody we wouldn't give a like. We wouldn't even talk.
We wouldn't.
Yeah, that's most people.
So right, exactly. So like, if like taking away everything that he is, including the money, would you kick it with him?
Of course, no. That's why I say I would hang out with him in a party sense and a party vibe.
Or
you feel what I'm saying?
Is he considered lame because he hasn't committed a felony?
No.
Drake is just corny.
Okay. Drake is he plays off of women. That's it. Yeah. All his music, all his
What about
songs.
the song "Look Alive"? That's not about women.
No, he know what he does. He's the dude that, and then like since he has a lot of stardom, has a lot of fame now. Yeah. He always make sure he's with the popping rapper, like the real gangster rap, the real nigga that's it. That he wants to make sure he's next to him to make sure, hey guys.
They say Drake does give you kind of groupie vibes, but I feel like primarily he's an actor. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like he plays a role and he can play multiple roles, and you've seen that. Honestly, like, so you say, well, would you kick it with Drake? I don't think I want to be like his best friend, right? But I do think the nigga's hilarious though.
Why is he hilarious?
No. Have you seen? No. Drake is is pretty fucking hilarious, bro.
I saw when he played, like for example, he did his Cat Williams impression.
When he did Cat Williams,
that's when he was on Saturday Night Live. That's what I'm saying.
Funny. He was hilarious.
I was impressed. Drake is talented as fuck.
Of course, we ain't taking that away.
Drake is very, like you said, SNL, the skit with Will Ferrell, all this.
Yeah, he was funny on that.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like you know. I like Drake. Drake's cool.
I'm just thinking he's the hottest rapper, but he hasn't committed a felony. He's paying child support, but he's not under the microscope of the FBI. He's not committed.
He ain't even paying child support.
Oh, he's not paying child support.
His son is with him all the time. Like Drake, this is the thing.
That's why he's not cool.
Drake.
No wonder.
He's responsible father.
Irresponsible ass nigga.
Right. Damn, no criminal record. Nigga probably got good credit too.
Anybody that listens to Drake's albums,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, as a fan would understand that he says that shit all the time. He really thinks, in one song he really talked about how his son, like after Pusha T brought out the son situation, how he goes to pick up his son for school, and the moms be hitting on him because they see him on TV, and the first question they ask, hey, do you know Rihanna and Beyonce? And he says, yeah, I do. He like the moms get googly eyes, like, I pick up my son in six caravans back to back. But then he talks about what mentally that would do to his kid. So he like, sometimes he like, I'm just in a battle, like, because who I am, is it a point in time where I can cut that off and just be a family person? Yeah. Where I don't need the 6 cargo van security to pick up my son for
Stop
school.
Making albums.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you have to think about, sometimes you just want to be in a real regular life. You being a celebrity of that stature, you accept the popularity and that everybody is looking up to you and shit like that. But sometimes you do want a regular life. You don't sometimes you want to go to the movie theater without security guards and shit like that. Like you want to go get some, you know what I'm saying? Like to be that big, you like, man, I got to call security. We got to go get some meat.
So Drake's album is pretty much a how-to to go to therapy, but most albums is a how-to to go to prison.
Well, in that sense, we're seeing that play out. Unfortunately, we're seeing that play out.
Most rappers are going to jail. He's going to therapy.
Like to me, like again, this is
multiple cases.
Damn.
It's some real cases that is going on right now.
Yeah,
like for real in this hip hop era right now.
It's so disgusting, bro.
It's crazy. Disgusting. We're talking about a lot of black people could be locked up.
About stuff that they're talking about in their song.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's how Young Thug and Gunna, they've gotten caught up in that RICO case.
That's crazy.
because of basically they're using a lot of their song lyrics in the indictment, you know, and basically and so that's a slippery slope. I feel like, because if you're actually corroborating real crimes that you did, like in your songs, like, that's stupid. And I know people do that shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that's extremely retarded.
I don't understand it
because I
don't get it. Like, for what?
But there's also been instances where like Mac from No Limit back in the day, he got out recently, but they were using lyrics in his songs to pin a murder on him that he ultimately was proven innocent of. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what I mean. Like, so where is the line between like artistic expression and, you know, actually corroborating there needs to be acts of violence?
A legal precedent to say, well, I mean, true, he said he's doing all this in rap lyrics, but how is this admissible in court? If I was the defense lawyer, that's what I would say.
I mean, but my thing, I think a lot of people, that's one of the things I think that they're trying to excuse. It's like, oh, well, this is art. Like, not really. You see what I'm saying? It's like, so you're basically taking what you're taking real events, and if you're talking about that, you can't just sit there and excuse it as art. Is it a real event or it isn't?
Yeah, and that's the thing. But I feel like if you're foolish enough to really talk exactly about, like, I'm talking about using name, dates, you know what I'm saying? Like, I killed Tyrone at 12:57 p.m.
on a Tuesday,
you know
December 2nd.
His mama's gun.
Yeah. You know, the gun is stashed in my mama's couch that lives on such and such and such address. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're stupid enough to do that in songs, then yeah, you definitely should be going to jail.
Yeah. But I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, but the thing is, when you talk about, you know, when you. Like, people like Ozzy Osbourne and shit like that, crazy shit they used to start talking about, you know what I'm saying, were never faced federal indictments. That's what I'm saying. You know, so over their lyrics. Like, it seems like when that discussion comes up, is really only focused around hip hop.
Exactly.
Now hip hop is like, we definitely there's two sides to that coin, because I get it, because I do feel like on one hand we have gone too far.
Indeed.
With this shit, and we need to really take a step back and examine. Like, why do we continue to glorify
the
same shit over and over? That's clearly not helping us. It's really holding us back.
I think that's the paradox, because on one hand you're saying it is silly to kind of indict myself with lyrics from actually crimes I committed, but at the same time that's what's giving me fame, so I can say that I'm an authentic, quote unquote, real nigga, quote unquote, gangster. So that's what's going to take me to the top.
Yeah.
But here's another point. In the 90s, we had rap lyrics like that too.
But I would say the first,
really.
the first.
No, it definitely fucking was. It definitely was.
Hold up.
Yes and no. But go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
Now, you could go from, if you really want to go back, you could go back to
first person.
Bro, like all that West Coast rap? Early 90s?
No. Mobb Deep. Music, Styles P, Lox, like those lyrics, those bars, those songs was very bricks, killing, stabbings, shootings, all types of crazy shit.
Yeah.
But it wasn't detailed how it is detailed now.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, in this generation, you legitimately have two sets of rappers, or that essentially are part of a gang, or say they're part of a gang, or created a gang, wherever the case is, and then making music about each other. The Lox, NWA, any rap groups you want to talk about in the 90s, they just made music. Yes, they were talking about violent shit, but they were clearly just rapping. They weren't necessarily saying, like, for example, there was literal lyrics with that Young Thug was rapping about an incident that happened at the fucking mall when it comes, because he was beefing with what's his name with YFL Lucci. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's two actual incidents, or you see what I'm saying? Like, they were beefing for a long time. So, like, for example, and let's use Chicago for an example. Chicago. All these young niggas are literally rapping about each other. In the 90s, they weren't rapping about each other.
I see that point.
You see what I'm saying?
I mean, on that level, because there is that trend that happens now where like they be talking about like smoking on niggas' dead homies, talking about
very disrespectful
people talking about dead people in their songs like in a very disrespectful manner. And I feel like that's definitely something that's a new phenomenon because like there's a certain level of respect that you need to have, like for one, for the dead, and for two, for the families and the loved ones and the people that you left behind, and then you put even more of a target on your back. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't long after R.I.P. FBG Duck, but after he made Dead Bitches, you know what I'm saying? When he was talking about like naming, like talk about instances about niggas that died. And these people got families here, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you know, you talk about somebody and this is their like their cousin, their brother, their uncle, their father. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they people are gonna want to come see you about that. And so, and I think that's like kind of upping the ante. Where like, so remember when Biggie and Tupac died?
Yeah, right.
And everybody was just so like, this is crazy. You know what I mean? Like the way like this is kind of like found its way into the music. Like obviously other rappers got killed before. Like you had Big L, you had Freaky Ty, but they died like in the streets. It wasn't over hip hop. Right. It wasn't over things that were happening in music. You know what I'm saying? Even though technically Biggie and Tupac's death wasn't really.
It wasn't music. Really.
It wasn't. But that beef, that all that shit that happened at East Coast, West Coast stuff, that really kind of like amplified what was going on between them was because of the music,
time and places.
Yeah, right. So it's like there is a difference, and there's also a difference in the balance in the way that you had, because when you talk about like the songs and we had, I mean, it was very, very violent music in the 90s, right? But you also kind of had more of people that weren't doing that, you know. So there was a little bit more balance. Like it seems like now, like that's kind of really all there is. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all anybody really talks about.
Hey, do you remember when Dr. Dre and Eazy-E got into it?
Yeah.
And they both had videos out on MTV, BET, The Box, all that shit. I remember ordering those videos.
Right, but again,
still
like
but nobody died.
Yeah,
nobody. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't in there talking about nobody that died and nobody got killed.
That's what I'm saying. Like
it was all on wax. You know what I'm saying?
And it wasn't like there was no actual incidences that were talked about in their fucking lyrics. You see what I'm saying? It was just fuck you. I'm gonna take a broomstick and shove up your ass. You see what I'm saying?
Even though they definitely had like hip hop task force, like it was, I mean, government infiltration, police infiltration into, you know, into various hip hop crews. Oh yeah, they were investigating rappers.
I've been watching the BMF documentary.
Yeah,
on Stars.
Right.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, but BMF was an actual criminal organization that was trying to go legit through hip hop. We talking about like they investigate. I saw a clip the other day where Prodigy was talking about he had got picked up on something, him and Alchemist, and while he was in there, they were trying to get him to cooperate because they were investigating 50 Cent.
Wow. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So there was a lot in that, but it wasn't the same as like, you know, like federal indictments of like
the RICOs and shit.
Yeah, like a RICO case. Like that's really unprecedented, man.
It's
they
like
got
mob shit.
Like the rainbow lame that's out here nowadays.
The rainbow lame?
Yeah, I refuse to mention his name. Don't say his name on this platform.
Hey, well,
but
that serious.
He said some shit too. He said some shit when recently.
He's supposed to be, speaking of him and Drake, they're supposed to be witnesses. They're going to be testifying in the XXXTentacion case.
I heard about that.
Yeah. They're murdered. Him and Drake and a couple other people.
Yeah, Joe Budden was talking about it. Joe Budden, they asked him to. I'm like, this shit's crazy. Go ahead.
Could we conclude that like there's been a more like back in the day, Eazy-E and Prodigies back in the day, there wasn't of such a much demand for gangster rap as there is now. Whereas back then if I wanted to choose, or let's say about the 80s now, if I wanted to choose a rap career, it wasn't as lucrative and there wasn't such a demand. But right now, if I'm a gangster selling drugs, I could say I could sell drugs or I could do rap, because rap can bring me the same money, if not more money. And if I embrace this criminal element, that could bring me even more money. And the more criminal I am, then the more records I could sell.
So I think there is I think context matters, right? I think in the early 90s, hip hop was still basically in its infancy, really.
Yeah.
You know, gangster rap was really just becoming a thing. Like that was like when Dr. Dre dropped The Chronic, you know, and all of a sudden you had your Compton Most Wanted, you know what I'm saying? All the people that when West Coast rap really, really first started to take off.
Indeed.
Obviously with NWA in the 80s, like it was something completely new, right?
Indeed.
And it was more so like them talking about, because like you're right, people weren't necessarily getting rich from hip hop before this.
Indeed.
So they weren't. It wasn't like a get rich quick scheme. You know what I'm saying? Like so you wasn't really faking that lifestyle. You was really in that shit. You know. Now it's a little bit different, where it's like people will want to be in that life just so they can have some shit to rap about.
That's what I'm
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you really kind of like. So in terms of like them incriminating themselves, it's kind of like, I mean, I guess you could say it's kind of like, you know, it comes with the territory.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like one comes with the other.
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate that we've gotten to the point to whereas I was actually having this conversation the other day, like, I'm pretty sure I said something like this here before, but you know, we got whole dramatizations, whole shows about what happened in the 80s with the crack epidemic,
Indeed.
and how the government was complicit. No, well, not even complicit. They were funding. They were intentionally putting drugs inside communities.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? To and doing things to like disrupt, break up the black family, incarcerate black people. Right. This is all common knowledge now.
Kind of what rap is doing to us today.
Yeah. Exactly. So this isn't. So but back then we didn't know that. We didn't have that information.
Okay.
Right. We didn't know. All we knew was we don't have anything. Right. But okay, now there's this crack thing, and there's like people are making money from it.
What if rap is the new crack?
I mean, so, but I think that's a separate discussion.
Niggas is deep life. Niggas.
Right, but what I'm saying is that it was different back then. We have a different context now in terms of like how we should view hip hop, and how we should view the violence that's perpetuated through the music. So why haven't we kind of made that turn yet to the point where like, okay, is this subject matter? Is this become more detrimental to us? Because like I said before, it was more so like this is just our life. This is what we do. Right. But now you got people like when CB4 became real life and Rick Ross, where you've taken somebody's a real criminal's identity and then kind of like taken on as a moniker yourself in order to become authentic. In hip hop,
that's why I mentioned to you guys that time is the 90s really making fun of what's going on now, like you mentioned CB4.
Yeah. I mean, and I think it's kind of like, you know, they didn't know that that's what would happen, but it's turned out to be pretty fucking accurate now, because that was the thing. When CB4 came out, it was just like, yeah, this is crazy. Like, you know, this would never happen, and that's why you was able to make a satire about it. Now that's real life.
Some rapper was at the crib like, I can pull that off.
Some and they have.
And they have. And in a lot of instances, you know, when you're an artist and you're coming up and you're from the hood, you may not be that hood kid, but the hood niggas see talent in you, and they'll be like, hey.
Sounds like Ice Cube.
I'll fund you. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of rappers out here that are funded by a lot of street dudes. And that makes that particular artist feel that, oh, well, I can talk about what you guys do, and make more money, and then, you know, it's a partnership.
Yeah, it's just like kind of like Drake being plugged with Jay Prince. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of that him being plugged with Jay Prince gives him a credibility within, like, you know what I'm saying, like street cred. You know what I'm saying, for lack of a better word.
He can go to Houston and be straight.
Yeah, I mean, and that gives him a level of authenticity within hip hop. Right. It's just like so it's the marriage between hip hop and criminality,
right?
That I feel like really at this point is does way more harm than good.
Indeed.
You know, and the one thing I understood that, like, I'm glad that you kind of brought that up because Drake didn't need that stamp of approval at all because that's like Drake was that guy regardless.
Yeah.
So even singing and rapping.
Well, I mean, no, because he got with Prince before he got with Wayne. Jay Prince Jr. is who brought Drake to Lil Wayne.
No, I'm talking about as far as his style of music, the people he hung around, and like that when he did that whole persona change, that was around I want to say 2013, 2014. I think with the song I forgot what album, but it was Headlines was on what's the name?
Yeah,
of the
Headlines.
Song?
Yeah,
That was
That's
right
when he
around when he
did-
started fucking with Migos and shit like that.
Yeah, that's when he did that whole persona change. Before Headline, before that, I think that was Thank Me Later. I think that was the album. I could be wrong. Before that album, Drake was that guy. It is what it is. Regardless of who plugged him, he didn't have street cred.
But that's the whole. That's kind of the point because like when you trying to be in hip hop and you want to be taken seriously, it's like
But
you kind of.
he was though.
Not really. He was seen more as a pop star and not really like. I mean, he was popular, but in terms of like that like him doing songs with Migos and shit like. No, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. No.
This guy.
He says it in a song.
What does he say?
In one of his first albums, I think it was the mixtape. I'm gonna make these hood niggas be okay with these other niggas,
Who the other niggas?
the regular people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Drake has never once talked about, I'm gonna bust a gun, I'm gonna sell keys, I'm gonna do this. You never heard Drake talk about any drugs at all.
Yeah, no, he doesn't toe that line for real.
And when he talks about violence in that sense, he never says, I'm going to shoot you. I got guys, I got my security. Or
Isn't that ironic?
he understands that's not my life. I am a Disney child star that was on Degrassi. I didn't grow up in the hood.
So
Isn't
why-
that
Now my
ironic?
friends.
That's very ironic.
So why would you say?
But him being able to talk like that, saying about other people is the direct effect of him being associated with Jay Prince and him coming into the game like that.
Well, yeah.
He would never be able to spit that for real and have it be like somewhat authentic if he never had that association.
So he's a part of the problem.
I mean, well,
No,
that's why I say it's ironic.
You can't say he's necessarily a
No,
part of the
I mean,
problem.
no,
He's a symptom.
Wait, no, I'm just. Well, let me rephrase it. Is he continuing to push the keeping it real shit? Is he pushing that agenda?
Yes.
He doesn't.
He is.
No,
Yes.
Drake.
Yes, he
Yeah,
is.
I mean,
Name one violent song that these little kids listen to from Drake.
No.
We're
That's
talking about
That's
violence,
not what he's
right?
saying. That's not what he's saying. One, let's look at the last album he had out. Who
Honestly
was
blessed.
Okay, who was
Or the
with?
21 Savage or
With 21 Savage.
Okay.
21 Savage is a hood nigga.
Yeah.
Very
Okay,
much so, yeah.
very much so a hood nigga. As far as his last album, he had two or three. Like for example, he had Project Pat, 21 Savage. I think one other super hood. I can't think of the other hood nigga he had on there.
Yeah, I mean, he's done the album with Future.
Right. He did the album with Future. Okay, right. So my
He's
thing
done
is-
plenty of songs with the
Amigos.
Migos. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so considering where Drake is, right?
Right.
If he has the opportunity, like he doesn't need hood. He just doesn't. He had like regardless of what anybody was, whether he's pop, if you want to say he got street cred, whatever the case is, he's literally above all of that. He doesn't have to do none of this shit. So would you say he's continuing to push it, considering he doesn't have to fucking do? Like, what is the purpose of you having an album with 21 Savage? And what how much positive shit was being said in that whole fucking album?
It was nothing but. It was
I'm just saying, considering the power that he has and who he can promote. Can you say he's kind of pushing that?
Right, he could do an album with Taylor Swift. You're not doing that.
He will sell the fucking. You see what I'm saying?
Kill.
But that's not what hip hop rap fans want to hear.
They want to hear the bullshit.
Yeah, and yeah, they do.
So
I
they
mean,
do.
Drake is the number one selling artist.
And one could argue he's selling the bullshit, but he don't have to deal with the bullshit.
So that's kind of
he's
fucked
not
up in my
selling
opinion. That's kind
bullshit.
of.
Yes, he is.
I mean, that's what hip hop
like
has become, right?
Like my man said, he's doing it. This guy is from Toronto, so we could arguably say he's never really lived in.
Oh no, they get it busting in Toronto. Oh, Toronto.
do
Ooh,
He says he
Toronto
doesn't live in the hood. He never grew up in the hood.
Hey, hold up, but before we go any further, hey, Toronto gets down.
Yeah,
niggas
Toronto
get busy in
goes-
Toronto.
But that's what I'm saying. Drake has always said, "I'm not from the hood."
Right. But
my parents never did struggle. The worst thing, he even says it in the song, the worst thing that ever happened in my life was my parents getting divorced. He's never had the struggle of eating sugar toast sandwiches and.
But don't you hear the irony of it? He's thriving in an industry that goes off of crime and dysfunction.
But there's also, but the thing about it, bro, you have to understand, bro, there are a lot of people in this game that don't talk about violence, drugs, and shooting people and are very fucking successful. You still have Busta Rhymes. You still have Nas.
Busta Rhymes?
Busta Rhymes just went platinum. What the fuck is you talking about, bro?
But Busta Rhymes, if you listen to Busta Rhymes definitely, like, not to a level that would say like a 21 Savage.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but Busta Rhymes has some drug dealer coke rap.
And let's not act like Nas didn't either now. Like,
but still, all the way, you have to understand that, bro, in hip hop, you don't have to be selling drugs and shit like that to be famous.
You just have to talk about it.
Listen, can I finish my point? There are people in this industry that don't talk about none of that shit and just as successful as
Who?
We just talked about Drake.
That's why I said it's ironic.
Who else?
We just talked about
why
Drake.
I said it's ironic. Who else?
We talk about a lot of artists.
Who else?
Currency. You have Freddie Gibbs talk about gangster shit, but he's very popular with the
Freddie,
did you listen to his last album?
That's what I'm saying.
Nigga from Gary.
I just said
he gangbanging on every song.
Right.
I'm just saying he gangbanging on every
Big B
song.
Rabbit.
But what I'm trying to say, you acting like it can't exist.
It
But
can't.
we're not saying it can't, but it doesn't. So like
You're gonna have different views. People are gonna listen to Thug. We don't listen to Young Thug. We don't listen to Gunna.
So the fact of the matter is now it's become cool. And more so to the point where, like I said, in the 90s, one could argue that it was more authentic. This was just like I was saying before, this was just the lifestyle that people leading.
Right.
Now, it's more misleading. Because you have people like Future who always talking about, like, dirty Sprite, drinking lean, doing drugs in every song, and Future actually doesn't do drugs.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And he admitted it in an interview. It was like 2016. He admitted it in the interview that he doesn't.
None of that shit.
That he doesn't do all the drugs that he talks about in his song.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what people love him for. This is what people want to hear. People love Dirty Sprite. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm talking about. That's what to the point where like, okay, now horrible. This is what now it's become more harm than good. What started as something that's authentic, just like when NWA came out, they say, man, we telling you what's going on. Ain't nobody else talking about this. People acting like this doesn't exist, right? But we telling you where we come from. This is the type of shit that happens. You know what I mean? And this is real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you talk about people like Nas. Nas grew up in the projects. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's talking more about, and he doesn't necessarily talk about that same stuff now. But, you know, when he came up, you know, and then even then there was more so alliteration. Nas was talking about people that he knew, not necessarily stuff that he did himself, right? Just like a lot of people. It's the same way with Biggie. You know, Biggie wasn't no motherfucking Frank White for real. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't no kingpin. That's not to say he didn't sell drugs, but selling, you know what I'm saying, like bags on the street, it don't make you no motherfucking drug kingpin. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that was also a little bit more of like a what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of. I was about to say alliteration, but that's not the word.
Big was a different artist.
Yeah, I mean, but what I'm saying is, this is the point where you're kind of like you're making stuff up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you're talking about these things, but people are taking it as it's real. So now you have a whole generation of kids that were raised on this stuff and fans of this lifestyle, and now it's become to the point where it's just like, okay, so this is what I have to do. This is the bar. Yeah. You know, so just like when 50 Cent may not even been as big as he became if he hadn't got shot 9 times. 50 Cent was around for a while. He was just as good a rapper before he got shot as he was after. Yeah. But him being shot 9 times and surviving, you can argue is really what made him a legend. You know what I mean? So so it's that hip hop's association and obsession with the criminal lifestyle that has, in my opinion, to this point, where you see what's happening with all the people, all the investigations, and the rappers dying so much. You know what I'm saying? Like way more than they used to. Like it's to the point, like so at what point do we realize, okay, like this is doing more harm than good? While the few of us may profit and we may do well, or we may get riches and we may sell a lot of records, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, when was the last time somebody made a like we all in the same gang?
They'll never do that.
Self-destruction.
Never.
You know what I mean? Well, like, okay, yeah, we know this is coming up, right? And even with like the rappers in the 90s, like, yeah, you would talk about that shit, but you also, there was more people talking about the other side. Indeed. Which is why you talk about like people like Griselda, you know what I'm saying, with Benny and Conway and Westside. You know, yeah, they talk about all that stuff, but they talk about the other side too. Indeed. You know what I'm saying? Conway always talks about how he got shot. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, you know, Benny and West are talking about how they did long stretches in jail. Indeed. You know what I'm saying? Talking about how he missed Christmas, you know what I'm saying, so many times. Yeah. Right? So there's that other side to it. So they're not just giving you, it's not like somebody like Rick Ross, you know what I'm saying, just talking about I was a kingpin, I moved keys and all this other stuff, but he ain't never went to jail. You never get locked up. You know what I'm saying? So you're not talking about the consequences. You just glorifying the lifestyle.
So then the question comes: who's controlling the narrative and why?
I mean,
we can't really talk about that.
No. But here's the thing. This is never going to stop unless the powers that be, like the Leroy Coins, will decide to, like, you know what, we're no longer signing these artists, and we're no longer going to push that music.
And so that's a fair point, but it's just like if we wasn't buying, he wouldn't sell it.
Who's we?
Us.
We're not buying it though.
We're not. We don't support. We don't support.
We don't know.
Actually,
not as much as white people.
Black folks do not. Black folks
they
do
get the
not.
bootleg.
Oh yeah. Here's the thing. Black. You know come on, real. You've been a nigga a long time.
He
You know
said
for a fact.
We're talking about actual buying stuff, but you talking about support.
We
like
don't, like,
pushing the culture forward.
Hear me out. Do we do what's necessary to push the culture forward on a monetary level? No, not even close.
Okay, so it's all white. So it's all white people at Future concerts.
Hear what, brother?
If Future coming to United Center in a few months, take a census of who's there.
Listen to hear what I'm saying. Okay. I'm not saying that I never, not a one time did I say we don't support or spend money on it. That is not what I'm saying. I said as far as who does the majority of the consumption in order, like monetarily, black folks don't. As a majority, as far as the hip hop goes, no, it's white folks.
I've heard that before.
It's legitimately white folks. They're at the very least, I guarantee you, if there's a way to break it down, I promise you, it's at least 51% is white folks.
So all right, by those numbers, yeah. I'm sure it is. I mean, there are more white people. Black people are a minority.
Right.
So obviously that's going to be correct. But we're talking about who's listening to it, right? Like who is actually like because we make everything cool. Yes. We are the ones that set the trends. We are the ones that push the culture. We make everything cool.
And you can
right, we can. But we're the ones. So if they're the ones buying it, they're buying it because of us. We set the trends. We are the ones that make everything popular. So if we weren't supporting it the way that we would, then they would not sell it because it would not be profitable. Okay. I'm not saying they don't do anything to press the agenda forward, but we can't put it all on them.
I'm not saying. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I guarantee you, a lot of these young niggas out here right now that want to sit here and make these they're sitting and doing this crime just so they can be a real nigga in their music, so they can make all this motherfucking money. I guarantee you, if they stop signing artists that do this shit, the shit will slow the fuck down.
But why would they? But why would they stop? Because they know if they know they're gonna make money from it.
Exactly.
Maybe that's
so my point. So that's my point. So but we're the reason that they're able to make money from it.
No. We're not in it. No, what I'm saying.
We definitely are.
Okay, hear me. I'm not. Okay, again, I think you think I'm disagreeing with you.
No, I don't.
No. But because I hear what you're saying. What I'm saying is, as far as the music that's being continuously pushed is because of what is at the end of the tunnel. At the end of the tunnel is money and fame. That's at the end of the tunnel. Yes, we make shit cool. If we eliminated every other race in general, as far as the hip hop culture goes, it would still be the same. We would still have the same running machine as far as setting trends or whatever the case is. That's just what we do. That's just a part of our bloodline. It is what it is. I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying is, as far as the end line, at the end of the tunnel is money and fame. The only way you're going to get that is you have to be put in front of you got to be on TV. You have to have your videos have to have advertisement dollars on it. You have to fit an algorithm. We don't control that algorithm. We just don't. When
we don't control it, but we created it.
You can, that's the, that,
we know we created.
Y'all both saying the same thing, but I see where he's coming from.
How are we creating the algorithm? What algorithm?
What the algorithm is based on? The culture. We created this culture.
No.
This is ours.
I think that's debatable,
let me tell you what the algorithm that I'm referring to. The algorithm is when you take out your phone right now, and let's just say you type in, I don't know, how to cook a steak. You type in how to cook a steak. You watch 3 different videos, and all of a sudden, for some reason, Meg Thee Stallion pops up. That's the algorithm that I'm talking about. We don't control that shit.
But the thing is, it exists around our culture. It's put so if we didn't create it, if we didn't support it, then they wouldn't put that out there.
Now, okay, so let me wait.
I get what he's saying.
So let me ask you this question: Is the only music in it, as far as we know, what's out here, right? Okay,
right.
So is the only rap music out only talking about drugs, fucking bitches, selling all this other shit? Is it
most popular ones?
No. Wait, that's not. I didn't say the most popular.
All right.
I said music in general, regardless if you know. I'm talking about.
No, it's not the only. No,
it's not.
No.
But what do you see? What do you see in the mainstream?
Is the sex, drugs, and violence?
Yes. Now, who controls that? We.
No.
In terms of.
Who controls it? That's all I'm asking you. As far as
mass media and all that stuff, we don't control that.
Yes.
No.
Okay. Now here's the thing. Now all the other stuff that's not put in mainstream, like let's just say the Lupe fiascos and Currency is not being pushed mainstream. All these other rappers that make dope fucking music, they said dope. Like Currency is one of the flyest niggas in the game. Period. That's a trend-setting ass nigga. We don't see him. We don't see him on the mainstream. We don't see him at all. Why? If we control the dopeness, right? So why the fuck is he in
because that's the stuff that we want to hear.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You know, but real.
So wait. Okay, wait. Hold on. So if you're saying if there was an overwhelming desire, or you're saying, but by your logic. There isn't an overwhelming excuse me, I'm sorry. There isn't an overwhelming desire for music that does not have acts of violence, sex, drugs, and violence in it. Right? If there is not that higher demand. The black people want more of stuff that doesn't involve that. But that's not what's being pushed to them.
You're saying it's controlled.
So you're saying the reason that we want that is because they control what we want?
Indeed.
Yes.
I would say they say
it is, but because here's my just listen to it just to argue the point that you made, because you're absolutely correct. We control the culture, right?
No.
We control. No, I'm just saying we control the fashion.
You said
control
no.
the slang.
We
control all of that. I guarantee you is between the four of us. With the knowledge that we have in music, we know what's in our culture. We know for a fact what's in our culture, and what's in mainstream ain't even 1% of what's in our motherfucking culture. So if we really sit there and talk about if we can name 10 rappers in probably 5 minutes right now that are doper than every fucking rapper in the mainstream currently, and they don't talk about none of that, and the music is way better. It's more we can, if we really want to, we can do that. But for some reason, that shit is not put. Remember, we're the culture.
Well, okay.
Then to add, then you got to ask yourself, well, why is that? Because we don't control it.
Okay.
No, we don't.
To go with your point, right? And I see where you're coming from. So when you're an artist and you're on the come up,
all right,
you make your own run.
all right,
You feel what I'm saying? You get hot, all this shit on organically. Now I hear what you're saying. And I hear what he's saying. But you have to determine in your point in life as an artist what type of artist you want to be. Then I go back to what you're saying, that a lot of artists lie about street shit so they can sell records.
right.
So they can push the negative narrative on us. I hear your point, I hear your point about us being the culture, because we have to learn how to find an artist that is positive, that we can push the narrative. Like, share, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your people. That is how the artist, what's the black artist, Tobege?
Toby and you talking about Toby and Guy? Timmy and
Yeah,
Guy. I forget.
Him and his wife,
yeah,
and his family. Us on social media trended him to the point where he got to perform on these big, huge platforms.
Where did he perform at?
He performed on American Music Awards. He performed on the Hip Hop Awards. He also performed
on BET.
And he performed on another award show. Okay. He's also opened up for the president. He performed in front of Obama and stuff like that. But his whole album and all his music is about his wife, their kids that they're having. And I've watched that grow to the point where he was doing Promontory, which only holds 500 people. And now he's doing shows in front of 20, 30, 40,000 people. Now, see, those artists right there are the ones that we supported. So that goes to Jarrell's point of how we control the culture. Because if it wasn't for us sharing and getting all the likes that he has, somebody had to push that button to put him on front of 30 million people.
Sounds like a unicorn,
on television.
It's
not because it's actual facts.
Hold on. Wait.
That's definitely
Bro, it's okay.
Sounds like a unicorn.
There is a reason why certain music is promoted above others, right? And I'm not saying that there isn't a machine behind that that doesn't involve us.
Right. I'm saying, but what, like you're saying, we support.
But
we made a lot of shit happen.
If the culture with the culture, all this stuff, they wouldn't push it if we created this, bro. This is our doing. Now they may have taken control of it and ran with it, but this is our doing, right? So until we take responsibility for that, and then because it's just like you don't fix a problem if you don't admit you have a problem.
To who takes responsibility?
All of us, on a cultural level.
See that you know where I'm gonna tell you where it's gonna have no choice but to begin. It has to begin where all the black people listen to the people that's on TV.
Instead of sharing a twerking video, won't you share a video positive?
Because that's not going to beat the algorithm.
I don't share twerking.
You know, and you know what's crazy? Like him, like I'm not like the crazy part about it is I think y'all think that your point is not being made. You're absolutely correct. The thing of it is, what's needed, we don't control. We don't. Indeed. As far as like, oh yeah, we as a people need to stop promoting this shit. Here's the problem. The people that's the niggas that they put on TV, that's put on your phone, do push it. And we listen to, and then the good majority listen to them. So are they gonna listen to the community that we control, or the niggas that got out of that? And I told it, or sit there and tell them to do otherwise.
But so that's fair, and that's true. But the other side of that is we as consumers also have a responsibility because we take it on. If we didn't like it, if people didn't want to hear about sex, drugs, and violence the way that they do, then people wouldn't talk about it. People wouldn't make music about it. So you have to take that into account. There's a reason why it's popular. There's a reason why everybody that comes in the game want to do the same thing because they know that's what everybody want to hear. Yeah. So if everybody want to hear that shit, if everybody woke up tomorrow and said all you want to hear about is positivity and fucking and not drugs and guns, we want to hear about the latest book you read and all types of shit. That's what the fuck rappers are going to be talking about. This is what people are going to want to make music about because people are going to make things for others to consume. If people didn't consume it, they wouldn't make it.
But I think what he's saying that we're not in control of, whereas it's like, yes, true, we can support certain artists like the one he mentioned, which I think is a unicorn, but I'm just saying, how
is he a unicorn? And it's fact. You can pull him up on any.
You're saying because it's only one. It's not a lot of them, bro. You can't name a lot of people out here that are not talking like that.
Like everybody slips through that.
My point is that y'all are basically saying we don't have the power. I'm saying we have way more power than y'all think we do. Because we control, as consumers, and that's across the board. People don't realize how much control you have as a consumer.
Black people do spend $1 trillion.
I agree. And I'm gonna give you a perfect
$1
example.
trillion.
I'm gonna give you a perfect example of why that is absolutely correct. Right. And I'm with that same example. I'm gonna explain why the fuck we're still in the same position.
Okay, then.
Do y'all remember 3 or 4 Christmases ago when the whole thing was we not buying Gucci? Remember that?
Yeah.
Who was one of the people that led that campaign? T.I.
Yeah.
That year, the black folks, because he had Farrakhan behind and everything, around Christmas time when we didn't spend that money, they lost so much fucking money. It was crazy. The next, and then like that following week or a couple weeks, Gucci apologized. They did all types of shit.
In that sense, I think Dapper Dan had got that job.
Thank you. And then next one, what happened? Dapper Dan got a job. After Dapper Dan got a job, guess who started fucking wearing Gucci again? Fucking T.I. That's why that's one of the reasons why. Yeah, because I agree with you. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely correct. I agree with you 1,001%. And we had a prominent figure in our community that was leading the charge, and we followed this man. Why? Because that was T.I. And we followed him. And guess what that nigga did after they said they were sorry, and then they gave Dapper Dan a job, so I guess I can wear it again. So So this is one of the reasons why I say we're not going to we're going to stay in this position.
Same thing like Balenciaga.
It is.
You want to hear about Balenciaga?
We can talk Balenciaga. I bet you 1,000. I don't have a lot of money in my account, but I will give you every single solitary dime. I'm willing to guarantee. It was
a white
niggas is gonna start wearing Balenciaga again. I saw this one nigga, this goofy ass nigga decided he want to go online. Oh yeah, they took off my bling. I'm gonna burn them all. I guarantee you, in the next month or so, Balenciaga is gonna go into some weird ass campaign. Oh, we're sorry, we didn't mean it, and then everybody gonna start rocking Balenciaga again.
It was a TikTok video of a dude.
Same shit. Different fucking toilet,
right.
And then I go and it was crazy, Rick, because you absolutely correct. We got way more power than what we willing to admit to, and we showed that fucking power. And then in less than a fucking month, we got rid of it for what?
That's why our power has to be controlled.
And it is
exactly.
So then it was like that. That's why the music is never going to fucking change until they say so.
And not just the music. That's why people like your Kyrie Irvings, your LeBron James, these and your Beyonce's, these people have to be controlled because we do have power and we follow like these people that we just mentioned. And if that power isn't controlled, then we could change the narrative.
And you know what? Y'all both got great points. You're correct. Because because watching the Murdoch documentary on HBO Max, that's what they talked about.
Yeah, they say there's 3 main.
You know what I'm saying? And since one of our pods, so we talked about the Queen owning shit, and I looked up Meghan and Harry has a new Netflix special, and I watched that shit. But the media do control a lot of shit because they controlled them out of the old country. Same way how, like you said with Balenciaga, like that shit's crazy. And that shit's going to happen over and over again. Because Balenciaga going to do something, some black campaign, they're going to hire somebody, black creator, or they're going to collab with a black artist. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what happened with Balenciaga, it wasn't just about black people. That was about pedophilia.
Pedophile shit.
We don't care.
That's what I was going to say.
Still looks good.
I saw a video where the dude, where a guy, if you can actually, this is actual facts, the company that owns Balenciaga also owns Gucci.
Hilarious.
Ain't that a
you know what I'm saying? And this was the white dude saying that. He was like,
I'm wearing black on today.
He asked Siri. I think he asked Siri.
So I mean, that's obviously a conversation that can go on for a while. It already has.
Yeah.
So we should wrap it up. But I mean, I don't think we necessarily disagree. I think it's just
I disagree.
Different sides.
Yeah, it's just the kind of different sides of the same coin. But I definitely feel like we have way more to do with this than we give ourselves credit for.
Yeah. Like you're right, we do, and we showed it. And
I was just going to say, they say the main 3 things are culture, environment, biology. If you control the culture, you affect the environment, and the environment affects the biology. And we are case in point to that black culture. You control the culture, control the environment, it affects the biology.
Some deep ass scientific ass shit right there, man.
Yeah, man.
Just saying.
That nigga put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
This guy.
But before we get out of here, just want to say R.I.P. to DJ Twitch.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to him.
Yeah, man. And you know, it's a very sad, very, very sad thing. He died by apparent suicide on December 13th.
Indeed.
He leaves behind a wife and 3 children. And it's you know, it kind of, everybody was kind of talking about how surprising it was because, you know, he seemed to be, you know, living a great life.
Indeed.
Had, you know, living his dream, having a dream job, and you know, has a great family. You know, he was just on making videos of him and his wife dancing. I think they just celebrated the anniversary.
Yeah, they do that all the time.
Yeah, so it really is. It's just, you never know what people are dealing with, and especially in this world now where everything is on the internet, and you know, there's this added pressure to really kind of like, you know, kind of be kind of
that you're not
happy and post your highlights and have your highlight reel, which is your social media account, but a lot of times, man, people are still suffering, and you know, it's kind of like just putting on that face. So, you know, it's just, you just want to encourage people, man, that you don't always have to. You hate to see somebody, whatever he was dealing with, you hate to see him make such a final decision, based on, like, you know, whatever that was, because, you know, there's obviously no coming back from it. So, you know, anybody that's, you know, dealing with or having those thoughts, man, and, you know, you can't condemn people for it. Because you just never know what's going on in their mind. Because a lot of times people feel like, you know, people will say it's selfish, and that's in a sense that's true, because you're not really, you can easily see, like when you say, well, how you're not thinking about other people, you know.
Shit,
but
yeah.
a lot of that's the thing. But in their mind, they are thinking about other people, and they think that the people that they love would be better off if they weren't around. People feel like burdens. People feel like they're making life worse for the people that they love, so they feel like they're doing people a favor, you know. So and it's really unfortunate. So, you know, just want to encourage people to get help if they feel that way, and just don't take your own life. If you know what I'm saying, it's just that there's always a better way, because you just never know. I mean, people that survive suicide attempts talk about how their lives became greater later on. And, you know, thankfully,
Absol, because he was just talking about that shit.
Yeah. So you just never know, man, what life is gonna bring you.
It gets better.
Yeah, it can always get better. So yeah, man. Once again, R.I.P. DJ Twitch. Sorry to go off on such a somber note, but
no, not a somber note. You know what I'm saying? It's holiday season. You know?
Yeah. So
and this is when you miss. I lost my mom 7 years ago, so you know, we always got to keep that strength. You know what I mean? Shout out to Deion Cole. He really talked about that in his special. Yeah. But yeah, it was sad. Like, him and his wife danced together. But like you said, you never know what goes behind closed doors.
Yeah, you don't know
what
I'm
saying? It's a lot of shit that go on. You may, and at us, you know, we look at celebrities in the sense of, oh, well, you know, they rich.
They perfect.
They on a boat, they chilling. And then at the end of the day, yeah, they rich. They are.
Right.
But money doesn't fix everything.
Definitely not.
You could be a lame with money.
Definitely not.
Money doesn't fix with everything.
It really just magnifies who you are.
It does.
But not even in a sense, in that sense, yes, because in some positive sense, you work through it, and in some negative sense, you become the asshole that nobody likes.
And then a lot of times, it's just like when people think that, you know, if they attain the wealth, then all the problems and all the sadness that they experience is going to go away. And then when they get that, and they work for everything, and they achieve their dreams, and then it still doesn't go away, then you really feel hopeless.
That was one of the reasons.
Because like, so what now? What can possibly make me feel better? Right?
A necklace.
I swear, that's one of the
diamond necklace.
And that's one of the reasons why I say America really don't give a fuck about your mental health. They just really don't, man. Like, America, you know, we're so we're so capitalistic. We don't necessarily understand what that does to somebody's mental. Like, the way America is set up, the way the economy works, the way that you use to spend your money is to feed off your insecurities, to hopefully reach this quote unquote American dream. You're gonna fucking be happy, and then once you get there, you realize, yo, I didn't really address anything about myself at all. I don't want this shit. I don't like these people. But according to social media, this is what you got to do. This is according to the society that we built.
And that goes back to what we were saying. Who controls that?
Oh, yeah, that's like I
Like
said,
I said,
it's a never-ending cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. Tell the people who you are, man. Let's get the fuck up out of here.
Weezy Cage, WHEEZYCAGE, Twitter and IG.
Sean, you can catch me on Facebook and IG.
Okay, what's the name? Star Photo Books?
Yeah, Star Photo Pics. I'm sorry, this guy.
I said Star Photo Books.
That's with an X, right?
Yes.
You gotta
Triple
spell
X
it
now.
out sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet it
But
is.
hashtag, hashtag swinger.
Right.
Hashtag Freakoween.
Right.
The
The
next one is going to
Freakoween.
be BBW. Is going to be Chico Ween.
I bet it is.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And we got the Christmas coming. Was it Dick in the Box? That was gonna, yeah.
Dick in the box. Hey.
I'm going to be Black Frost nipping at your hoes.
Real, where can they find you at, man?
Real the producer 914 on Instagram.
Oh, my
and
God.
914 Media Group also on Instagram.
You gotta tell them the underscores.
I mean, I know,
Oh, yeah,
right?
I was trying to shorten it up.
I'll tell you that.
This is the wrap up 2022.
Happy New Year.
Thank everybody out there that supported, shared, liked, commented, did all the beautiful things. Please keep it going. Wraps up. This is the last episode of the year, so hopefully you guys have a happy new year.
Oh, damn.
You know what I'm saying? Please be safe.
That's right.
Be around your loved ones. And if you're
Yep.
going through some issues or need to talk to somebody, please reach out. You feel what I'm saying? There are people out there that will support you and help you through your tough times, especially during this holiday, man. We got Easily Offended Podcast. Once again, I want to thank you all for sharing, follow, and everything that y'all have done. Man, we out of here, man. Follow us on Instagram and everything else. Peace.
Damn, boom. Pow.
Niggas say South City on style, don't quit.